What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're reviewing the VTM 34. I got this thing all tricked out with all the accessories that basically, if you were to build a Hoyt with all of the accessories they offer, this is pretty much what it would come out to look like. A lot of hype around this bow. Kind of like Matthews, they didn't change. There's no drastic changes. Last year's bow was such a successful platform that they just made a few minor tweaks, mostly to reduce noise, vibration, and residual hand shock. And they really did a good job at that. So we'll go over the technical specs, and then we'll do the speed test. So we're going to shoot it at 30 inches and 28 inches. I have arrows ranging from 525 down to 386. So we should be able to cover a speed in a draw length and draw weight or arrow weight that is close to what you might be shooting. So again, this is the VTM 34. As the name would suggest, it is 34 inches axle to axle. Comes in at a 6 1/4 brace height, which is a little bit shorter than most bows this length, but because of that, you do pick up a little bit of speed with it. It IBOs at 334, and I think it holds pretty close to those specs. It weighs 4.8 pounds, so that is a little heavy. But for a bow that long, it's pretty much right on par with most other aluminum bows. And if you wanted to take this little stabilizer on the bottom off, that would save you 4 or 5 ounces. So a few things they did. Oh, the draw length range. This will go 26 to 31 inches. There's the two different mods, the 2 and the 3 mod. That will determine, I think the 3 mod goes from 31 down to 29 and a half, or maybe 29. And then the 2 mod will go down to the 26 inch. Definitely going to be a bow that most people, 28 inches and up might like this. If you're 27 and shorter, you're probably going to go with the 31, which we'll be reviewing at another time here. But they did some cool things with this. So like I mentioned, everything they did this year was to reduce noise and vibration. And now they measure all that stuff in a lab. They claim that there's a 31% reduction in the hand shock. So like the thump you feel, a 59% reduction in residual vibration, so that little buzz after the shot, which I think is actually a very tangible number on this bow, and then 11% reduction in noise. So they lengthened it last year. The Ventum Pro is 33 inches. They lengthened this to 34. They also widened the top of the riser here a little bit. And again, what this does is gives the bow extra rigidity and decreases the vibration that you feel. Now, the 11% noise reduction that's a very small percentage of an already very small number. So whether that's a tangible number or not is kind of up to the user to decide. But you can definitely feel the reduction in hand shock and the reduction in that residual vibration. It's kind of hard to see, but on the edge here, on the edge of the riser, they did. It's almost like it's beveled rather than just being a square corner. And again, that comes down. They found that doing that for whatever reason, the engineers found that helped with that vibration. They went to a little bit different dampener as well. So it's still that same little string dampener, but it's got this like monkey tail that goes through it. Does not come on the carbon bows. For whatever reason on the carbon bows, that actually increased the residual vibration that you felt. But on this, it decreased it. The grip is the same angle and same shape as the one on the RX-7 Ultra, which I didn't even realize there was a difference last year between the Ventum Pro and the RX-7, but apparently there was. So they made that the same. A couple cool little features here. If you run a cable-driven rest, now they didn't cut this little cutout here specifically for that. Again, they did that because it reduced vibration, but you can actually run the cord from your rest down through this and attach it to your cable right here, which is kind of cool. Just keeps everything streamlined. It keeps that cord from like flopping around one way or the other, getting caught on things. I really, really like the way this bow shoots. It has the Picatinny mount. So this is the Excel landslide mounted on the Picatinny rail there. I put the Epsilon on this. They do make the Hoyt integrated QAD rest that goes on there as well. And what that allows you to do, which you probably are already familiar with, but it allows you to suck that quiver up incredibly close to the bow. They have a 2-piece and a 1-piece detachable. It's called the Stretch Light and the Carbon something or other. I can't remember what they're called, but both are great quivers. They're super lightweight, really strong. I like this new trend of single pieces, like single piece detachables that mount that have attachments on the top and bottom because it keeps them from rattling. For a long time, the best one-piece detachable, in my opinion, was the tight spot, but because it only connected right in the middle here, the top and the bottom of the quiver had a tendency to vibrate a little bit, and the hood would make a little bit of noise. So I really like that quiver option on it. You can get this in a wide variety of colors. You can get the Wilderness, black, their new bourbon, subalpine, Cuyu Verde. Oh, man, they got a bunch if you hop on their website, but it's a really good looking bow. I think it aims extremely well. I know a lot of guys that are buying this bow as kind of a 3D / hunting bow, so they're going to hunt with it during hunting season, and then during 3D season they can put long bars on it in a scope or however they want to run it, and it's kind of that hybrid bow, being that 34-inch length. You can get it in draw weights from 40 all the way up to 80. I know a lot of people running this in an 80. One thing that this HBX Pro cam is known for is its smooth draw cycle. Compared to, say, like my Matthews, what I noticed with this is they both draw really easy, but when they dump into the back wall, when that cam rolls over on my Matthews, it's a pretty sharp break. Like it hits that let off and then boom, just falls into the valley. This has a really nice smooth draw force curve. It kind of rolls into that peak weight and then rolls into the valley versus just dropping off into the valley. So it's a really comfortable bow to shoot. Just like last year on the HBX Pro cam, you can make this an 85 with this little peg here pushed in, or you can push it out and make it an 80. In my opinion, most people are going to run 85% if they're pulling, 70 pounds and up. If you're shooting a 60-pound peak weight, you can run that 80% and gain quite a bit of holding weight and just a little more forgiveness out of it because it takes more pressure to manipulate the string or torque the bow. So cool features on this. Like I said, it doesn't look a lot different. A lot of people are like, oh, it's the same bow as last year, but they did make improvements. They made little tweaks to an already very successful platform, which I think you're seeing pretty much industry-wide this year. So I've had a chance to play with this. This is right-handed, obviously, but even right-handed, I shoot this pretty well. So I've got the chronograph set up over here. I'm going to grab the arrows and we'll run this thing through the chrono and see what kind of speeds it's putting out. All right, so got the chrono set up here. 30 inches, 70.2 pounds. I just put it on the scale. This first arrow is 525 grains. Remember, I'm left-handed drawing this bow right-handed, so I apologize for the ugly draw. Yeah, it's so smooth though. 272. This next arrow is 470 grains. .287. So that is a pretty common weight right there. That 470 to 480, 485. So this next arrow, this is a 430 grain arrow. .297, so pushing that 300 mark. And this one's really light. I hope it's long enough. This is 382 grains. Oh yeah, we're good. 312. So, like I said, it's not a speed demon, but a 525 grain arrow at 272, or whatever that was, it's good speed. Pretty much right on par with last year's. It is noticeably less hand shock and vibration. I will say that. I shot that Ventum 33 a bunch, just playing around with it at the shop last year. The Ventum 33 Pro, rather. And this definitely does have, it feels a lot like my Matthews, honestly, in terms of the amount of vibration. So, pretty impressed with that. I'm going to change this to 28 inches, and we're going to run that exact same test. Okay, got the draw length mods here back to 28, same draw weight, 70 pounds. So first we have the 525 grain arrow. Ooh, short. shorty. 256. 470 grain arrow. Looked at the screen instead of the chrono. 274, that's a pretty good jump. 430 grain arrow. I will say, just with this little 6-inch back bar and their little stabilizer nub on the front here, it's actually really well balanced. And it's not cumbersome at all for like a hunting setup to be able to run a back bar and this. It's not nearly as cumbersome as like I got a 10-inch front bar and a quick disconnect and an 8-inch back bar. This feels really, really good. It might not have quite the same aimability, but it feels really good and it's a lot more compact. If you're wondering, this is a little SL sidebar mount that they sell. Mounts right into the riser instead of on the back here. Super lightweight. That's one gripe I have about a lot of back bar mounts is that they weigh a lot. You add a lot of mass weight to your bow. But this is super, super low profile, super lightweight. So here's a 380 grain arrow. So by the way, that was 282. I don't know if I said. So 430 grain arrow was 282. And Speed Demon 380 grain, 292. So pretty much what I was expecting. I'm really impressed with this bow. Last year it was a really close toss up for me between the Hoyt and the Matthews. I really like that carbon, the RX-7 as well. I think if I was going to get a carbon bow, it'd be that or that new PSE Mach 34, which the review will be coming soon on. I'm excited being here at G4. I've got a lot of new bows to test out. We carry Bowtech, which we didn't carry Bowtech at the bow rack because their Bowtech's manufacturing facility is literally 10 miles across town and they have a pro shop. And it just doesn't make sense to have two places carrying a full line of bows 10 miles apart. It's like, so we never carried them. It was no knock on the bows. It was just, didn't make sense financially for us to try to compete with, manufacturing like floor room pricing. But I got all the new Bowtechs. I've got some Hoyt target bows. I've got the Bowtech target bows. We've got the new PSE line coming. I actually got to set up the new PSE, I'm not going to say the name. They're going to release it in a week here. It's their aluminum bow and it is sweet, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Today's review is about the Hoyt. Hard to beat this bow. Like I said, when you get the full accessory lineup with the Picatinny mount for your sight, the little SL sidebar mount here, and their quiver, it's a very streamlined, it's not cumbersome at all, but you still get that really nice balance by having this sidebar. You can kick that out as much as you need in order to offset the weight of the quiver. And it's just a great shooting bow. It's hard not to like it. So I encourage you to get down to your Hoyt dealer, give one of these a try. If you're local here in Oregon, especially the northern part of Oregon, swing by G4. We've got the full lineup. We also have last year's Ventum Pro 33 and Ventum Pro 30 on sale right now. If you're not from here, give us a call. We may be able to work something out. Generally speaking, we're not supposed to ship bows, but because they are no longer in the lineup, there's a little bit of leeway there. There's just kind of some contingencies with them. But yeah, give us a call, come through, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching today, guys. Remember, precision is a decision. Keep them in the middle, and I'll see you on the range.